Today we are deeply discussing about a graph editor. For that, we are doing one exercise for a ball exercise, so that you probably easily get the syllabus, get the idea of how to use a graph editor. Now take a sphere. For the time being, we will hide this one. Make the sphere little bigger. Get into side view and adjust the sphere along with the origin. And then front view, adjust a little bit more. So we are doing this exercise for understanding the graph editor. Now at the first frame, we'll key this one. We are only working on translation. Why? key selected. I'm going to maybe at the 8th frame. Barely touching the ground. Key selected. And look at this here in timeliner. We are giving slow intervals because first we are taking 8 frames and afterwards we are decreasing the frames so that we can identify properly in graph editor. Now we are giving the interval of 6 frames. First we are taking 8 frames. Now we are giving 6 frames. And again give the value of earlier we have given the value of 10 units. Now we are giving the value of maybe 7 units. Keyframe that one. And we are decreasing furthermore 14 to furthermore decreasing to 4 frames. So we have to take 18th frame. Like this one. Hitting the ground is 2 values in this exercise. So key selected that one. Going to 20th frame. Little more. Key selected that one. And again 22nd 0 that one. Make this one 2. Okay, we have just 3 bounces. So now going to Windows, animation editor, graph editor. Open the graph editor. Graph editor would be in Windows, animation editor, graph editor. Now we have the curve for the given object. See, we have keyed only one channel, so we have been able to watch only one channel in the graph editor. Suppose if we are keying all the channels, so all the channels curve would be visible in graph editor. Now this is already in auto mode. Here this is the auto mode. So this is in auto mode. Selecting the function curve, this is called a function curve. Selecting the function curve, it is already selected. If it is deselected, looks like this. And select the function curve and make this one plateau type and linear type and flat type and stepped tangent and plateau type. Now selecting the function curve, make this one as stepped tangent. Now play it and check it out the animation. So by applying stepped tangents, we have the animation like this. Where we are using stepped tangent, stepped tangents are barely used in identifying the spacing and timing of the object. So, and we are working on linears. Now select a linear. Now everything should be in linear. There will be no ease in and ease out. Everything is same speed in linear graph. When we select linear, everything should be in linear. There will be no ease in and ease out. When we select flat, we'll have ease in and ease out. At the same time, when we select plot or automatic, we'll have ease in and ease out. So now we'll select linear. Now observe here, at the first frame, ball is falling down. So the spear is falling down. Whenever the spear is falling towards the ground, it has gravity, so it should have ease out, speed in and speed out. It should have speed in. So at this frame, we have to make this one speed in. So we did a linear, but it should have flat, should come exactly very speed to the ground. So at the ground point, it should be like this only. But we can notice here the curve is not blending in the tangent. So we have to select the tangent, middle mouse button, blending that one. The curve has to blend. And for here also, make this one flat. Now blend this one. Break tangents. Blend this one. And again coming to here, make this one flat. And at the ground point, gravitation point, the origin, it is also called origin. Select the curve and break the tangents. Now we are taking in tangent, this one is out tangent. Now we are taking in tangent and hiding the curve into the tangent. That is nothing but blending the curve. Take this one, make it as a flat. Again, blend this one. Now break tangents and blend this one. So curve should be looks like this. Okay. Now once we play this one, there will be proper hitting of ground. And if we want to increase the values, if we want to increase the all values, it is difficult to increase and it is time taking when we are using channel box. But here in a outliner editor, here in a graph editor, we can easily increase or decrease the speed and values of the channels. So select all the things. So for getting better view, coming to here, outliner editor. Here we have perspective and graph editor. Select that one, close this one. From here select graph editor. So in graph editor we are easily adjusting all values for all channels at the same time for given same amount of variables. So if you want to do these things in manually in channel box, it takes time taking, takes so much time, so it is easy to adjust. Now go back to business. We are switch on our packagement character. Now today what we are going to do, we are fine tuning upper body little bit. So select chest. So far select chest and going to fifth frame, because the fifth frame is the down pose. When we are in fifth frame, this rotation should be goes little bit like that. Do not give much values, so very less amount only we have to give, and keyframe that one. And then 21 should happen like that, because 5th and 21 are down poses, we have to give that value at 21 also. So middle mouse button, drag to 21, and coming to here, right click, key selected, select focus. We'll have graph here, and at the 17 we will decrease little bit. At 17th frame will decrease the value little bit. Very less value only, key selected. And whatever the value we are having at the 17th frame, this value should be at the first and the 33, because 17 first and 33 are the contact poses. So we have to copy this value. Select first shift select 33 frames and give that value to there. And it must be reciprocal value. Copy that one. Paste. Now our curve should be looks like this. And we have discussed about pre-infinity, post-infinity. So switch on those pre-infinity cycle and post-infinity cycle. Now going to view, switch on infinity. In pre-infinity and post-infinity, our curve should be blended with pre-infinity curve and post-infinity curve. This is our main curve. This curve should be blended with pre and post-infinity curves. Now we will give a little bit tweaking to our character. When it comes to pass and pose, rotation Z should be left side. Whatever the leg on the ground, that side should be our rotation of chest. The value of I am showing exaggerated values because to identify, to understand, but we should not give this much of value. We have to give little bit only. We select this one. And go to 25th frame, like this one. Here we have to give reciprocal value. So here we are observing the curve. This is the curve for function curve for rotate Z. for the FK curve, chest curve. And now we'll have some fluid movement in chest. You have to observe upper body part only, because whatever the changes we have made, those changes we have to observe. We have selected upper part of the body and we have adjusted the values, so that we'll be having little bit tweaking in the animation. Now coming to function curve and correct this one, focus. Now we have to blend this function curve. Before going to that, curves pre-infinity cycle, curves post-infinity cycle. Now see, we have a little bit of problem here, pre-infinity and post-infinity. First of all, we have to adjust the curve here. We have to blend this curve at 17th frame. Select the curve and slightly adjust that one, blending into the curve. Now we are going to select first frame and the last keyframe. Now we are going to select out tangent, and here also out tangent. Now blending these things. So it should be blended like this. The curve should be showing like this. So now comes to head part. Select the head. When it comes to down pose, head should look upwards. Keyframe that one. And here you are observing, whenever we are giving keyframe, the curve is forming. Now at the 21st frame, fifth we have given the rotation value of 3, and same thing has happened here in 21st frame. Key selected. But at the passing pose, it should rotate downwards. Key selected. And same keyframe has to be implemented at 25th frame. Here now we have at first frame we have the value of 0, and coming to 17th frame make this one as a 0. Key selected. Now going to curves, pre-infinity cycle and post-infinity cycle. Now at the first frame and last frame we have to blend the curves. So selecting first frame and last frame. So shift selected, outer tangent of the first frame, and shift selected, outer tangent of the last frame. Okay, we should not select inner in tangents, we are selecting outer tangents. Now adjust this one, blending this one into the curve. So play it once. So that we could have head movement and going to front view, make this perspective as front view. Now adjusting the head in front view by applying the values for rotation Z. So we don't want all these things. First to delete all these things. We have default values of 117 and 33. Now rotation Z. When the leg is completely on the ground, that side head has to rotate along that leg side, because it is in left leg, so head has to rotate in left side. So like that. I am giving exaggerated values because you could understand properly, but should not give this much of values. You have to apply a little bit only. And watch it here in the graph editor whenever we are giving the values. #21 also. We should copy this value, Ctrl C, and we have to apply at 21st. But here we are going to applying, adding key and pasting the value, but in reciprocal. Okay. Now delete that one. and adjust this one properly. Before adjusting, we have to bring up to our infinity and a pre-infinity and a post-infinity. Curves post-infinity. Now adjust this curves. Select the first and last curves. Out tangents. Now blending these things. Take the value of 0, apply here in 17, make this one 0, key selected. Okay, now we will have some rotation animation in head control. Tomorrow we will see, on Monday we will see how to how to offset the legs, hands and head, so that we will finalize our animation. We will final render our walk cycle.